Alright guys, welcome back to Called Outdoors. It's been a long time since I've said that. I have not touched this camera since turkey season ended. So it's been what, 2.5 months, 3 months. So I'm back at the small property today. So it's kind of going to be a small property management season 2. So I'm not doing anything super big today or anything like that, but I do have the weed eater with me, so we're going to weed eat and put up a new cell camera, and then I also have a shovel down there, so we're gonna try out some feed block type stuff. Not really mineral blocks; they're more like giant blocks of bird seed. But we're gonna see how the deer like them. We're just gonna get some small stuff done, and then in a couple weeks we're gonna come back and we're actually gonna spray this plot and get it killed and replanted for next year. So. Well, this season, but we'll see how that goes. So hopefully, once we get that done, we get consistent usage out of the plot this year. This is what the plot actually looks like. I mean, you can't really tell a big difference between it and the hay now, but most of this is ryegrass regrowth. It has been cut down. The owner was nice enough to come back here with his tractor and trim it up for me, because we've been really busy. We've been really busy with home renovations and stuff like that, so that's why I wasn't able to make it back here, or why I haven't done anything for the channel. So he was nice enough to come back here and trim it down for me, and hopefully that actually helps us, where we can come back and we can spray it and it'll actually die, and then when we plant it actually rains and our plot takes and all that, not like last year. So I'm gonna weed eat this stuff behind me. Our original cell camera is right there on that tree, but we're gonna change that out, and then we're gonna weed eat all these weeds down and stuff. That's not perfect. We'll come back and do it again later, but that gets the crap out of the way of the camera, so it'll stop triggering from the weeds. I'm going to cut some of this over here, because I'm putting up a 360 camera, and it's going to catch all those blowing in the wind too. I don't want to take too much of that down though, because back in this corner here is where we put the blind. So I want to have some cover from the side for the deer, deer come from that direction when we're actually in the blind hunting. So I think that'll be good for now. So we'll go ahead and get that camera replaced. Now here's the camera we're going to be using right here for this year. Usually it's just a regular old Sonex stealth cam, cell cam, but this is their revolver 360 camera, and I've never tried one before. I have one, so we're gonna put it up. We're gonna see what it looks like. I don't know. It may make too much noise. It may spook the deer when it swirls around to take pictures. It may be fine. So we're just gonna try it and find out. Hopefully it works, but no guarantees there. Alright, that camera is up. Alright, so you can see behind me, this used to be a path. Path actually that Evan and I cleared out last year. Definitely needs cleaned out again, so we're just going to throw the weed eater through it, tear some of this down, make the path a little easier. Really probably need to take a chainsaw and some cutters to the rest of that, but that'll at least clear it up a little bit for us to get back there right now. We're gonna go back there with that other cell cam and a shovel and one of our mineral blocks like I was talking about. Alright guys, so what we're gonna do back here, we're gonna dig a little bitty hole, and we're gonna put this block in it. This is that block I was talking about. It's a persimmon flavor. So it's just some small company out of Wisconsin that my dad bought 3 blocks for like 30 bucks and brought them home when he was up there for work. So we're gonna put this in the ground, and then we're gonna put our trail camera, our cell trail camera up on that tree back there, which is where I usually have a camera back here. A lot of the deer travel through, so I'm hoping they'll find this block and we can actually see some deer on it instead of just squirrels and raccoons. So that's kind of what it looks like. You can kind of see what I was talking about. It's just a giant, like, block of bird seed, basically, is what it looks like. So I've never done anything like this, so I have no clue what to expect. But I mean, it's called Grandpa's Deer Crack, so I ain't never known Grandpa to be wrong. Now it's falling apart, and there's like corn and stuff in the middle of it, so I guess we just do that. I don't know. So let's hang the camera real quick. Get out of here. We got a couple more of those to put down, so we'll get to that. Alright, so we've got our cell cam hung. I'm going to show you what the block kind of looks like in the ground. That's all it is. So you can see where I dug a little hole. And then we've got the camera overlooking it right there. So hopefully we get some pictures of some bucks eating on that and not just squirrels. So I'm not sure if you guys remember from last year's video, but I come over here to where we hung the set of muddy sticks to saddle hunt out of. They're right behind me. And there was a tree, a pin oak here, that was surrounded by trees that were probably suffocating it. And if you remember, Evan took a hatchet and some spray to this tree right here, and I just wanted to show you guys what it looked like. So it's still here a year later, but it's very, very dead. So hopefully that frees this little pin oak right there up, and it starts to grow and drop acorns on the edge of this field, because having pin oak acorns on top of a food plot right here I think would be pretty good. So that's the goal there, is that this tree will die and that pin oak will flourish, and then we will be sitting pretty with deer movement right here. Alright guys, so we are back. This is in another spot that I have a cell cam, and another stand which I hunted a little bit out of towards the late season last year, but I forgot how much it sucked to come back here in the summer. It's very thick. There's probably a deer within like 100 yards right now. It just hasn't got up. I get deer pictures back here in the middle of the day all the time, which usually means they're fairly close. But what I want to do, I think I'm going to weed eat some of this, and we're going to plant like a really small, no-till, easy to plant plot, kind of like what Will planted in the road a couple videos back for him. I think we're going to do something like that. I may even get the same whitetail fuel blend and put it down here. And then we have another block with us. apple this time, because all three flavors are different. And I think we're going to throw that, we're going to do a little bit of weed eating and throw that in front of the camera where it's at now and just see what happens there. I'm not going to adjust the camera at the moment because the deer move behind me, like behind the camera right there, and that camera is set up to catch them right there. So I don't want to point it, I don't want to plant over here or put this in the ground over here and expect them to find it and only come over here. I'll just put it over there where they already travel. That should make it easier. But I'm going to get some weed eating done right here. It doesn't need a ton of it actually. And then we'll try to plant a little something in there and see how that works out. Hopefully pretty good for us, but we'll see. Weed eat right here, and then we'll dig that hole for our next persimmon, or for our next block. Alright, so I think we're gonna put that block right out here, basically 10 yards in front of the camera at the most. Something like that. We usually, like I said, it catches a fair amount of deer. I expect to see deer hitting this one. Unlike the other one where I think squirrels will be on it tonight, I think deer will be on this one fairly soon. Now I'm back behind the house, and that's below that stand. And we got one more block left. Earlier I said I got 3. This is number 3. So the other 2 are at the alpaca farm. This one's gonna go behind the house. I don't know what to expect from this one, honestly. I had one really nice buck show up last year in October, and then again in muzzleloader season with a bunch of broken tines. So I don't know if he's around. We can get velvet videos of them or what, but we're going to go ahead and put this one down here and see if we get anything besides does and fawns and 35-pound raccoons eating on it. One thing I do want to talk about before I hang this camera and get out of the woods for the day. Indiana is not a legal baiting state. I'm putting these out now. It's August 9th. I fully expect them to be gone by October 1st. But if they're not gone, I have to come back here and I have to remove all the dirt that's been tainted by these blocks before October 1st, before I can hunt up there. So there's nothing against the law about putting them out in the summer, or even having them out during the season. You just can't be anywhere near them. So obviously these are right below my stand, so all of this dirt has to come out. It has to be refilled. I have to make sure that none of that has been tainted by these blocks. But which isn't a big deal. Like I said, I expect they'll be gone. I only have the 3. I'm not going to replace them. So I'm pretty sure that the deer and the squirrels and the raccoons and chipmunks and who knows, maybe turkeys or whatever. There's corn in there. There's all kinds of stuff in there. So there's no telling what all is going to eat them. But I'm pretty confident that they'll have those cleaned out by October 1st. But if they don't, then I'll do what I have to do to make sure I get it out of the dirt. Make sure the deer aren't coming back specifically for these places, for these blocks. But other than that, that's all I've got. I'll probably throw some trail camera videos or some trail camera pictures on the back just of what we've had around this summer. I think you're going to want to see them, so I recommend that you stay. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for 1,000 subscribers since we just hit that earlier this week. And let's hope for a good deer season here in 2025.